So I have a collaboration with a photographer friend of mine tomorrow. I mean, for you, it doesn't matter. You'll see the video later. But I have to do some meal prep for that photo shoot. What we're thinking of is to make something with corn. I think that would look really cool in the photos, and we're gonna probably blow torch some things, which is cool. Because normally you would do this on the grill, but we don't have access to a grill. So we're gonna do that, and then we're also gonna be using this mini corns, which I found. So we're gonna be doing something quite cool there. And I have to do some meeting prep on salsas, just to have a couple of options. I'm gonna do a pico de gallo, which is tomato, cilantro, onion, jalapeno, a bit of lime, salt, so that we can decorate stuff around. Then I'm also working on a red charred salsa, which is actually already done. Let me show you. Whoa. And then I'm also gonna bring some avocados for the molcajete. Maybe we can do some guacamole. And then for the corns, I was thinking for the mini corns, I can do charred jalapeno mayonnaise or mayo. And that's basically gonna be just regular mayo, mix it with this charred jalapenos that I have in the oven, a tiny bit of salt. And I'm still not sure if I'll add up a bit of garlic to it. I will need to taste it, and then if yes, I can char garlic really quick, then put it in there. And I'm gonna take everything in my containers and just have it ready. Jeez, I have such an allergy. And I also bought some coriander, but that thing is so expensive in Austria. So what I'm gonna be doing now is I bought coriander seeds, and this weekend I'm gonna plant some coriander and see if it freaking grows, because I'm tired of buying coriander all the time and trying to keep it fresh and trying to keep it as long as I can and using all the tips that I see on the internet to do so, but it's not that easy, and it's also really expensive. So that's the plan. I was today just all over the place buying things. I'm also gonna include something in there in the photo shoot of a brand that I want to work with, and you'll probably see it on my videos on Instagram. You can go check out my videos on Instagram at manuvillalobos4. I'm not used to long content formats, especially because of the angle of the camera and how you can look at it. But what I'm gonna be doing now is this pico de gallo. I already did a video of pico de gallo on my Instagram channel, so you can go check it out. But basically, pico de gallo is what some people in the US call salsa. I don't know, in Mexico we kind of like refer to salsa as something more liquid, something that it's more made with tomatoes and blended or done in the molcajete, actually traditionally done in a molcajete. It's not entirely wrong, we just don't call it like that in Mexico. But technically speaking, it is a salsa. Or it could be a salsa. It's basically tomatoes, chiles, onions, cilantro, and a bit of lime. So I'm using a white onion. I often don't use white onions because they're really freaking expensive. I think one white onion, no, how do they sell it? I think it's like 100 grams, like €2 or something. It's really insanely expensive. So most of the times I'm using yellow onions, which work perfect. Ideally in Mexican cuisine and in my house, they've always used white onions, but yeah, I mean, I cannot afford the luxury all the time. Now I can. The tomato, I'm not gonna dice it because it's gonna get soggy, and I want it to be a bit better. So that I can dice there. It's really easy, quick, so I'm just gonna take it like this tomorrow. I'm gonna dice 2 jalapenos. Pico de gallo, in theory, it has a couple of stories on why it's called pico de gallo. One of them says that the salsa, or like the preparation, was too spicy, that only a true gallo, gallo means like someone, it's referring to a man that's really brave, like a macho, would be able to eat it. So it's a bit of a myth or like a story. And the other story says that pico de gallo is called pico de gallo because it resembles to the food that you would feed the roosters. Yeah, that's the idea of pico de gallo. And this is very simple, very easy, it stays fresh. The only issue is the tomatoes sometimes can get soggy, so I wouldn't recommend it to keep it too long. So just calculate yourself really well on how much you're making. And yeah, in Mexico, there's also another ingredient that we tend to add up to a lot of things, which is our chicken bouillon from Knorr. I mean, in Germany, and in German you would say Knorr, which is actually a German brand. But yeah, we tend to also add up a bit. It gives a bit of this umami, and it's something that you will see a lot in Mexican cuisine. And a lot of people do it in Mexico. Maybe not in restaurants, but like homemade stuff, a lot of people do that. So yeah, so let's put these diced jalapenos in a deli container. That's it. Let's wash our hands. To be honest, I hate using the food processor because I don't like washing. But I have no choice. So I'm gonna use two jalapenos, two of these charred jalapenos. I'm gonna be using them for the mayo. So I'm gonna be doing not a lot of mayo, just a tiny bit. I want to make it green. Maybe I'll add up some cilantro actually to the mayo. And the reason is just for decoration. I mean, it's apart from it having a good flavor, the idea is that we create some contrast with the corn. So you have this yellow, then you can create the contrast with the green. And then we will add up a bit of crema and also a bit of queso fresco. So I cannot find queso cotija. I mean, I can, but it's really expensive. It's a nightmare to order it, and it's not the best quality. But I'm gonna focus on using queso fresco, which is also a great alternative. Oh, no way. That's really bad luck. Or bad skill. Okay. Onion. Fuck it, the hand. Let's take out the garlic. Oof, I love the smell of this garlic. This is the reality of how I cook. Like, it's messy, it's different than the Instagram videos. I mean, it doesn't have to be all perfect. So, because the Instagram videos have to be a bit more aesthetic, I guess, then it takes longer to cook. I also bought today these containers that we're gonna be using for the photo shoot, for the mayonnaise and the crema as well. Forgot to salt it. Tiny bit of consomme, some cilantro in there. Now we have a tiny bit of red charred salsa, which is gonna be good for the photo shoot. And it's nice. You have the colors of the cilantro. You have a bit of the seeds of the tomatoes, and also the charred tiny like pieces of charred skin of the tomatoes. I already had some salsa de falso aguacate, which you can also check in my Instagram channel. And this is made with zucchini, and it's like entirely green, so it's really cool. So that's also gonna look good for the tetelas. So we're gonna do a couple of options. I prepared in the morning as well some schnipek, or some red pickled onions, Mexican style, with the habanero and oregano. So that's also nice. It's gonna give a nice contrast. It's more for the visuals. I mean, you can eat stuff with pickled onions, but I would say it's more for the sake of just how the plate looks. I also bought some Turkish cheese. And this resembles queso Oaxaca or quesillo, which is like this string cheese. And it's great. It melts super good. The flavor is perfect. It really, really goes accurate to what a quesillo or a queso Oaxaca is. So yeah, if you are ever wondering where can you buy this stuff, go to a Middle Eastern Turkish supermarket and you might be able to find something like this. For the mayonnaise, the jalapenos, I think I'm gonna do 125 milliliters, which is somewhere around half a cup. Tiny bit of salt. To I'm gonna add up a bit of a garlic. And a bit of lime. If I would do it just for me, I would do it a bit more spicy. But yeah, my friend is also gonna eat, so I always have to be a bit careful with the spiciness. It's a nice charred jalapeno mayo. Oh crap. I like to label everything because I put the date when I did it. So on my labels, I always put the name and the date. And that's the only reason why I like to do it, because then I can know when I did it and kind of like when it's already not a good idea to eat it. So yeah. Let's pour this crema in here. Cool. Crema. Just to do a recap, we're gonna make two types of corns, mini corns and big corns, elote preparado. We're gonna do the big corn, the traditional method. We're gonna boil it in water and then we're gonna char it a bit, and afterwards we're gonna put a bit of butter, mayonnaise and queso fresco and some chile, I think most likely Tajín. And then for the mini corns we're gonna use the jalapeno mayo and some queso fresco, and we're also gonna obviously cook them. And for the tetelas, we're gonna fill them up with frijoles, with refried beans, which actually I need to get them ready. And then we're gonna use some crema, we're gonna use some of the other things that we have, like the salsas, salsa de falso aguacate. And let's see how it goes. I'm also gonna add up something else, a soda that I really like, and you will see it in the photos and the end result. So, see you.